If you want insane deals on legit PC keys from great developers, use my Fanatical link down below and start saving yourself some money. I released my last Escape from Tarkov video about 5 months ago. That video was called Escape from Tarkov 99 Problems, and in that video, I discussed the frame rate being tied to the fire rate of your weapons, as well as a plethora of other issues that Battlestate Games was dealing with. And at that point, I said, I'm going to wait and see where this game ends up in the last half of 2018, and we can see where Battlestate Games is going to be going into 2019. The timeline is everything for me because I made my first Escape from Tarkov video back at the very end of 2015. Which means from 2015 going into 2019, we are currently going into our 4th year of talking about Escape from Tarkov. So I wanted to jump in here and see exactly what Battlestate Games has been doing in 2018 to fulfill the promises that they originally laid out when they opened the game up for pre-order and discussion. And I gotta say, from where we were 5 months ago to where we are now feels eerily similar in terms of overall content. But what I will say is, it really shocked me when I look around the development and look around the forums and then open the game for myself and see that no other maps have been added since Interchange. And I figured that, well, at least maybe they're working on the performance of these maps, and as I'm running around Interchange, I'm getting frame drops and micro stutters. And then you look back at past forum posts and announcements how the developers have said we're going to see things like a hideout, and those things still aren't in the game. We're approaching the last quarter of 2018, and I don't believe that Streets of Tarkov is even in the discussion for releasing this year. I could be wrong on that, but as far as I can tell, there's no discussion around that map. Yet when I was kind of heavier into Escape from Tarkov, we heard about Interchange and Streets of Tarkov, both under development, which I want to say was last year. We heard about both of those maps. I'm very confused on what is actually going on with Escape from Tarkov. Because when I first started playing it, there was a lot of discussion about how this game was going to eventually combine all of those levels together, and then once you complete all 10 raids successfully, it opens up the open world aspect. Yet I'm seeing people still talking about networking issues, and I see it for myself when a scav comes in nearby my game micro stutters, and it just can't handle some of the things that Tarkov is doing now. And I can't imagine this game ever getting to the state that we were originally shown and originally told about way back in 2015 and early 2016. But what I will say is, as I'm running through Interchange, and I went in with an AK, a couple of magazines, a Black Rock chest rig, and that was pretty much it. The intensity of the game is still top notch. When it comes to what Tarkov does right, they do a lot of things right in terms of immersion and sound design and gun feel. I was fucking it up when I was playing today, and it actually felt awesome to play again. I think that 5-month break for me was one of those things like, I needed it. I needed to play other games. I needed to get better in games like Insurgency, and I can see that when I jump over here, it's a little bit slower paced. But I find that I'm moving around way faster, and I'm being able to traverse the landscapes in a way that I didn't want to before. When I played before, I always tried to take it slow, methodical, and stealthy, and I played it like a stealth tactical shooter. And then throughout the last couple of years, when I really got into Insurgency on Source and now Sandstorm, I look at how those people play those games, and they're playing them like tactical shooters, and I'm running around and I'm fucking shit up, and I'm sprinting, and it's almost like a run and gun experience with Sandstorm. I brought that same mentality over to Escape from Tarkov, albeit a little bit slower, because there is still sound whoring and there is still a lot of shadows that people can hide in, but I felt a lot more confident in my play today. and I enjoyed it. And as of this moment, I'm not as concerned with Escape from Tarkov as I was 2 years ago when I was really heavy into covering the game and playing the game. But I still always wonder what Tarkov is going to be 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Is it going to be another one of those games that just never gets finished, a la Star Citizen? Or is it actually going to be somewhat of a complete experience 3 years down the line? And to be honest with you guys, I don't have faith. And as of right now, I think the $150 price tag that it was originally on to get the Edge of Darkness, I think that for me personally, I got my monies out of it. It obviously got me partnership on Twitter. It got you guys to come to the channel in the first place. It did well for me as a content creator. As a gamer, I think maybe I got close to my money's worth out of the entirety of my time with the game. But I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that it's, you know, $40 and they're doing sales and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where it's not really a lot of money to jump into it if you're okay with playing the game in the state that it is now for the next 2 years. If you're okay with that, then it's one of those things like, okay, sure. But when you're buying into something that you're hoping is going to be better in the future, Escape from Tarkov, I honestly at this point can't say that that is it. In terms of level design, I have to say Escape from Tarkov is one of the slowest developments from that side of the content that I think I've ever seen in my gaming history. It's taking them a long time to build the world out. However, I have seen on Twitter people retweeting and people talking in my Discord that they're dropping different helmets and attachments and weapons and stuff like that. So that terms of like smaller based content, Escape from Tarkov is still pumping out at a decent pace. And the reason why they're talking about it in the Discords and on Twitter is because I still have people in my community who do keep up with this game. They do play it every time a wipe comes, every time a patch comes, they do jump on and they do follow it. I have fallen out of it, but I like tactical shooters. And I was talking to a couple of creators in the Escape from Tarkov community the other day, and it kind of just brought back memories of when the game first launched. Server issues aside, that feeling. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my Sunday and I'm going to go play a couple of rounds and kind of get caught up as to where Escape from Tarkov is. I'm not impressed with the development pace of the game, but taking a break and really stepping out of that community and looking at the game with a fresh set of eyes, I feel like what they have here is pretty special. And now me sitting here not expecting much out of the future of the title, I think I honestly have grown a new respect for what it is that they have now. And that's interesting to me. That's something that you don't really hear from me a lot. I don't think the game is ever going to be completed. And I know there's a lot of people who have put, $40, $80 into the game who have gotten hundreds and hundreds of hours out of it. And I know those people, if the game were to drop tomorrow, yeah, they'd be salty, they'd be pissed, but I feel like a lot of people have gotten their money's worth out of the game. And for me as a content creator, the game has definitely opened up a lot of avenues for me. But I just wish that Battlestate Games could do more than what they're currently doing. I get it. All the excuses are going to be brought out of the books, and I'm not looking to confront people on it. I get they're a small studio. The funding, I don't understand completely if somebody were to say that they're underfunded, because I've seen that thrown around a few times over the past few months. I don't know about that. But what I will say is, like, my overall feeling of the game is good for what it is right now, but for what we all expected this game to turn into, the snail's pace development and the future of the title in terms of completion being completely uncertain, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought that we would at least have some more solid features implemented by this time, but unfortunately the game just feels like a lot more of the same. My name is Big Fry. I haven't talked about Escape from Tarkov in a while for a lot of the same reasons that I voiced in this video, and I also just didn't enjoy the complete toxicity and the complete war that you would find in the comments section between people who feel like me and people who are just on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. You're always going to have those people, but I found that with Tarkov and the community around it, it was like on a whole other level that I've never seen before, and it was kind of overwhelming. Let me know what you guys think down below if you guys still play Tarkov. I'd be very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on the game's progression up until this point. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that button. We're shooting for 100,000 this year, and I think we're going to get it. If you guys haven't seen my other videos, make sure you check them out. I've been dropping some Call of Duty gameplays, as well as some Insurgency gameplays last week that I think a lot of you guys have missed. I don't know if they went out to the sub channel or not, but if you guys haven't seen them, make sure you do. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.